What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Gaming Goons podcast.
Yo, yo, yo.
Are here. I am Luke, joined today by
Joey. I am Josh.
And we are talking a little bit about something that Joey has quite the repertoire of experience with, and that is streaming.
I don't know how much, but I got a little bit.
You've been streaming for how long? Let's start with that.
I've been streaming since my sophomore year of college. I don't know how many years that's been now. 5 years? 6 years?
Yeah.
It was 2018, I believe.
2018? Okay.
I believe.
That seems about right because it was kind of like the Fortnite era.
Yeah.
Fortnite
It was.
era.
Like prime Fortnite, I'd say. Yeah.
That's when Fortnite used to be.
Because I remember you uploaded a clip of you shooting the hunting rifle with it was a no scope and it was like 300 meters away. And you're like, guys.
I remember
Yeah.
because I was in your chat, and it was the first time you hit the shot, and you were like, dude, clip that, somebody clip that.
Yeah.
And I was like one of the two viewers there. I was like, I got you.
I got you, dude.
Got you.
It's been a long and fun ride. It's honestly just fun to just turn on your games and just stream because it's like you might as well while you're
why not?
doing it. But Josh, you have a little bit of experience as well.
Or YouTube star
I
over
mean, kinda. Streaming, I started a little bit probably around the time that Joey did as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not like streaming, but I would dabble in it. But on Xbox, the thing is, when you go on Twitch, it records from your Xbox, so it has this like kind of bar on the side for your chat and time and stuff like that. But you can't. At the time, you couldn't like put music or anything in it.
Yeah.
So what I'd do is get our old laptop. And I would set it right beside me and have music playing.
I didn't
so
know
that
that.
would be picking up through the mic. Well, nobody was watching. Nobody would know. But that's what I would have done. Just because I thought like adding music would have added a cool dynamic. But then I was thinking about copyright. Anyways,
Yeah.
what I would do is go on Twitch. And there's a point in time where you can only record up to 5 minutes on the Xbox. But there was like a glitch where you could do it longer. So I would record on there, but it wouldn't record your audio, and then I would post that onto YouTube and do like a voiceover as if that was actually me. So there's this one video I uploaded to YouTube where it was me playing gun game, and I was doing like a play-by-play thing because I couldn't do anything.
Why not?
You even commented on it. And you're like, dude, we don't need a play-by-play. I was like, I can't do anything else about it. But yeah, I dabbled more into the YouTube aspect than streaming.
Okay.
I had a video that's probably at like 110,000 views,
110K,
which is insane. That was really cool.
It's
for
quite a
me.
bit. That's gotta be like $1,000 just sitting there.
Not 1,000. It would have
Not-
been like
there-
about
yeah.
$100. I would say
That's-
it's still good.
Well,
but-
I mean, not really, because you have to monetize your account first, though.
yeah, I know.
Which I didn't
Josh,
really
that's
realize
like- I
until
know.
recently, actually.
That's like 2.5 tubs of Dubby energy drink.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want some Dubby, use GG Pod for 10% off on their website.
Yes, use code GGPOD at w.gg if you want to get 10% off of your order. They have a lot of nice flavors, some really good taste test videos should be coming up from us. If they're not already out, they should be out by now. I think.
Some of them should be out.
Yeah, try
But,
out the starter pack. Skip the tubs for now. If you get a starter pack, I think you get the
You get
what's it called? The shaker
and,
and
then
a few
you get
packets.
4 different flavors to try. So,
Awesome.
my personal favorite was the not Dragonberry,
Grenade Galaxy?
Galaxy
yeah,
Grenade, that's it.
Galaxy
that was
Grenade.
pretty good. It was
So,
good.
So
Okay.
getting back to
Streaming.
streaming though, not too much of the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
Joey, what do you think is like the hardest part about streaming?
Oh, okay.
Being entertaining for hours straight.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to put on a show, and it's kind of hard to, especially when you play Rocket League, to be positive. So you want to be positive and jumpy and peppy for every single minute that your stream is on.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you kind of deter people away.
Yeah.
And so you kind of just have to be yourself, but also be a super flamboyant.
You gotta
version
have
of
like
yourself,
you gotta have a
like-
persona.
yeah.
It's like Dr. Disrespect. He's all over the place. He's probably somewhat like how he is on stream, but I feel like it's definitely amplified for
Easily.
the sake of making good TV.
I think for streaming, you either have to be really good at video games or you have to be very
Really
entertaining. And it's hard to get that mix
Yeah.
in between. So like when Ninja kind of started off with Fortnite, he probably started before that, obviously, but when he was doing in Fortnite, I would say he was more entertaining than good. He was still good, but he was entertaining because after he would win, he would do like the pon dance, you know?
Yeah.
So people would want to see that, and that was fun. And there's other people such as like Shroud, where he's not so much entertaining, but he's really good at video games, and people watch it for that. So there's kind of like an audience switch. There's like 3 types. There's people are watching because a streamer is really good, really entertaining, or some were kind of in hot tub streams. Yeah,
I was gonna say entertaining.
That's actually let's talk about that real quick. Hot tub streams.
We can.
That's crazy that's even a thing.
I mean, it's not even gaming, so I feel like we shouldn't cover it too much. I mean, you know, maybe sit in a hot tub playing video games, but that seems like an awkward setup.
Yeah,
I think just chatting is just a dumb thing for Twitch as a whole.
No, I like just chatting because when you're streaming, you're playing games like 10 hours straight. Like people, they do like 24-hour live streams, and even people that stream for 2 hours, like sometimes they kind of want to break in between. They go get a drink, come back, eat their food on stream, so it's fine. Even for an hour or 2 hours of just chatting is fine. The real problem, and I don't know if it's a huge problem, really, is the hot tub streaming. I don't really think it belongs on Twitch because I view Twitch as like a gaming platform.
Yeah.
So I don't really know any other streaming service that would really is really great though. Like, you could do YouTube, but you don't see hot tub streams on YouTube though.
Good for.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's like the fact that they're not playing games and don't even want to play games. Even if you're just chatting,
to milk money off of dudes that want to subscribe.
Well, then there's people that will like play music on their live stream, but it's not and that's fine. But it's like I don't really know what Twitch is for anymore. I think Twitch kind of lost its identity in the past couple of years because I think of Twitch, I think of like video games, people that play video games, and now it's kind of like just chatting, hot tub streaming, et cetera, et cetera. But if you want to do like music stuff or
that's
hot tub streaming, go on TikTok or Instagram Live.
TikTok Live for that kind of streaming is probably a good place. I mean, I don't think hot tub streaming should be a thing at all. I think it's stupid. If it's on anything, put it on OnlyFans. I genuinely do not care for it.
Yeah, I do think they're kind of taking away from the audience. I feel like primarily Twitch is used by males, obviously.
Yeah, it's just taking advantage.
I think it's kind of, targeting guys a little bit.
I think Twitch is gonna be dead in 3 years.
Wow.
So that's a whole different thing too. I mean, why do you think so?
They are making terrible decisions for monetization and what they're doing to the audiences and the streamers themselves. It is so just outrageous. It is dumb. Everybody's switching over to either Kick or YouTube. YouTube is so much better for monetization.
XQC just got a $100 million deal to switch over to Kick.
Yeah, and I think Amoranth is getting the same thing.
Amoranth,
Huh. She's doing the same thing. Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't even really know much about Kick or how they even have that much money.
I was wondering the same thing.
It's
like,
insane.
How do they have this much money?
It's got to be backed up by like some
loans.
Sort of organization.
Like, I don't even. I feel like it's the Live Golf Tour of gaming.
It might be. It really might. I think Kick is going to explode pretty soon. There's a clip of XQC that I saw that I told Joey. He had some stuff where there's no delay in the chat, and there's no delay through the chat. So he had his buddies on Discord.
Yeah.
And they said they were hearing the same thing through the stream and Discord at the same time. There's no delay.
Wow, because when I watch, when we play Rocket League, Joey, usually I got your stream up on my second monitor, and I have to mute the stream because I'm going to hear the exact same thing you say, 15 seconds later.
Definitely mute it, but yeah, I think I have a small delay on mine. And also, I kind of like that there's a delay anyway, just because I like it. Yeah. I don't know if I extended it, but I think Twitch has a default of, I don't know, an arbitrary amount of seconds. I think it's like 5 to 10 seconds or something like that.
That sounds about right.
Also, because if something happens and they can pick it up quick enough, they can turn your stream off. Yeah. I think. Usually it takes some time.
Probably.
I don't know, but in terms of streamers, what streamers do you guys watch the most?
Honestly, I wanna do a shout out to Tifu here. If you're listening to this, thank you for all your content you made for the past few years. If you guys didn't know, he's retiring.
Yeah.
He was probably one of my favorite, and honestly, it's the end of an era. I used to watch a lot of streamers. Now I really don't, but I really enjoyed watching Ninja, Shroud, Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, Pokimane, Valkyrie, Tfue. There's so many people that have made such an impact on my life that made me really want to get into content creation. So shout out to you guys if you're listening.
Yeah, I used to like Ninja a lot during Prime Fortnite. He was really fun. I watched a lot of Tim the Tatman during Warzone when the first one came out. The most I've watched is probably Noah J456. He's a Call of Duty Zombies streamer. He does other stuff too, but that's kind of where I got into it. He does like sellout. He used to do sellout streams, like meme streams. People would send him memes and he'd react to them, which was really fun. And I sent him one time, and it got highlighted in a video, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
But he's kind of down to earth. I like him a lot. I watched the Smith Plays, which was another zombie streamer.
Lex.
I didn't watch him too much. No, Nade Shot, I watched him a lot. He's Call of Duty based more, a little bit of Valorant here and there. There's a lot. I'm kind of with Joey. I haven't been able to watch a lot of streams recently. There's nothing that's been captivating me to want to do that, especially with all of the services being. I don't really know where to go anymore.
It's becoming kind of a beatdown genre now. Like it's not as refreshing anymore.
I wouldn't really say that. It just either Twitch, Kick, YouTube. It needs a new Ninja. That's what I think. Ninja really sparked something for Twitch. I think Ninja was the most influential person for Twitch.
I can agree with that. For me personally, when it comes to like watching streams, there are 4 things that I consistently jump on the app to watch, and that is Games Done Quick, which is just the speedrun marathons for charity that they do, I think, 3 times a year. And it's like a week-long marathon. They just never stop. They take donations. They just recently, with their last one, raised, I think, $2.8 million for Doctors Without Borders. And then I also enjoy watching the RLCS, the Rocket League Championship Series. It's cool to watch the commentators and how big the esports have gotten from this basic platform. Instead of, going to cable network, they've done this organically through the medium that was presented to them at the very beginning, and they stayed loyal to it. That's really cool for me. And then I watch a ton of speedrunners for both Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 and Sly Cooper. Those are my games. I can watch a Sly speedrun any day of the week. If I'm bored, I'm turning on a Sly speedrun. If I'm bored, I'm turning on SA2. That's it.
Yeah, I do really enjoy speedrun live streams because it feels like every time you watch it, every run is something you want to watch.
Yes.
So it's like they could improve or they could do worse. If they do worse, they start over, and then you have that excitement again as you keep going. And that's like what I like about speedruns, especially them being live streams.
Because it's definitely one thing to, like, you can jump onto YouTube and watch the world record speedrun of Ocarina of Time where they beat the game within the Smash Bros. Demo.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to watch someone do it in real time. It's like me going back to watch, Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals where Jordan hits the shot.
Oh, yeah.
I know what happens. I know he's gonna make the shot. I know they're gonna win the chip. It's the same thing with world record attempts. If I know it's a world record speed run, the hype at the end when he actually gets it or she actually gets it, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but it is predictable
really
when you're watching it on YouTube. And even when it's just like a PB, and I watch someone who's like top 15 in the world move up to top 12 because they get a really good run in Sonic Adventure 2, I'm hyped for them because I watched like 3 or 4. And the 3 or 4 that I watch, I want to see them do well because I appreciate the content that they make. So
one thing I do not like is I have to watch the live stream. I can't watch like a video of the live stream.
I agree.
Because then if I have that opportunity and I'm like, I want to skip, it ruins the whole point of the live stream aspect.
Right.
I mean, I think everybody can kind of agree with that. I know people, there are some where it's like, they'll record part 1 to something, part 2, part 3 of like a story game, and I would like to watch it, but I still don't watch those. It's just kind of like I don't like the super long format of live streams of video games.
So. You can jump into Twitch and search whatever game you want to watch, and I like jumping in. Like I'll watch someone play Mass Effect 2 on occasion. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what level they're on. I wonder, what person they're recruiting off the dossiers, and what mission, what are they going for? Are they trying to save the? It's nice to be able to kind of like cherry pick of like, hey, they're 45 minutes into and I can see the thumbnail. This is where they're at. I want to look at this for a little bit.
Yeah. I want to jump on what Josh said. I do like watching Let's Plays on YouTube, but coming from a person that does Twitch streaming and kind of is dabbling into YouTube more frequent or more now than ever. I don't like to post my streams that are saved, my VODs, onto YouTube.
Yeah.
I just personally, I don't like it. Like, I don't want to see it on YouTube of other people, and that's fine. Like, I know other people might want to, but I don't want to. And I just think it's like repeated content, kind of boring, I guess. For me,
you know, it's like, you know, you have the content on Twitch, you post it on YouTube, you have clips of the same stream that became a YouTube video on YouTube Shorts and Instagram. So it's like it's the same 45 minutes of content rehashed like the same 6 ways.
What do you guys think the monetization should be for a streamer?
I think
what's the split on Twitch right now? Is it 60-40?
For Twitch, it's 50-50 if you're an affiliate, and if you're a partner, it's 70-30.
Okay.
So
70 to the streamer and
70 to the streamer. I think if you're getting into streaming, like, you shouldn't even be thinking about money.
Well, no, but I mean, if you get to it eventually, like, I'm just asking as a general question, what
What's
do you
fair?
think is fair?
I think 50-50 is fair.
I don't think 50-50
I don't think. I think that's terrible.
50-50 is a farm. 50-50 is a farm. Twitch it's horrible, you know. And it's nice for people that are just kind of streaming and doing it casually like me, where the money's not really an issue.
You just here and there.
You get like $50 every couple months, and you can reinvest that in equipment, which is pretty cool, or pay for games. But for people like for their job and they want to do that for a living, you're gonna have a really hard time getting to that spot.
I think
you're gonna cut a lot of money to Twitch.
I think YouTube's monetization is 80-20.
80-20.
That's,
Wow.
that's why a lot of people are moving to YouTube, because of that's an amazing split.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if we break it down numbers wise, you know, without the platform, streamers can't do their thing. However, that's one individual streamer, and you're only making so much money, whereas, you know, Twitch gets all the revenue from all the different streamers. So that makes sense. 50-50 probably isn't too great, because Kick's like what, 90 and
Kick is 95.5.
95.5.
Really?
Yeah.
When you're an affiliate.
What is? I need to know, because there's
Where
no
their
way
money
they can
comes
risk
from.
that much money.
Well, you don't get money for ads though either.
So it's just purely donations.
It's purely subscriptions. If you get donations, you get 100% of the money on any platform.
I don't
You're
think
basically
so.
tipping people.
I don't think so for Twitch.
Yeah.
I think they still take a percentage of that now.
No.
I think they changed something. I could have sworn they did something with donations.
They updated their splits and their stuff a couple months ago, and I remember I was still in my last semester at uni at the time, and I was watching one of Charlie's videos.
Yeah.
That's why am I blanking on it? Moist
Penguins.
Critical.
Yeah, Moist Critical.
Yeah, but I was watching him kind of talk about the update, and he was like, "It's really scuffed because it's screwing a lot of people out of a lot more money now." So I don't know.
I didn't get
know
anything
exactly
cut from
what
my
they changed.
donations recently.
Well, I don't know.
I recently had a breast cancer stream for charity, and every piece of money that people gave me, I got all of it.
I mean, it might be
But
the
I don't
same.
do
I
it
thought
through
they
Twitch,
changed
though.
something.
It's the link is straight to PayPal, so you're tipping me basically.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
it's like giving somebody
Twitch
$5
is
underneath
not
the table.
a middleman in this scope of things. Whereas, like, if you subscribe to your channel,
If you
it is.
subscribe, spend bits, they get
Yeah.
half. Like they get a chunk. It's kind of annoying, honestly. It's mostly annoying for the person that's making that transaction, and not all of their money is going to that person. I don't think they want to give money to the Twitch. They want to give money to the streamer and support the streamer. That's what it's all about. Like Twitch is like, nah, I'm gonna have a little bit of that because you're on my platform, haha. But on Twitch, it's like I feel like you can build communities easier on Twitch, where other platforms, they're kind of convoluted with other content.
Yeah,
like Kick, we don't really know what that's about yet. It's kind of
because it's a gaming centered platform.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think anyone gets on Twitch and looks for horse racing.
Oh
no. I mean, there are people, but it's probably
casinos,
not a lot
which
of
is
people.
actually, you can't do that on Twitch actually.
Yeah,
exactly.
They
You
changed
can't
that just
gamble
recently
on
within the
Twitch
last few
anymore.
months. That was one of the big things, is that gambling was huge on Twitch, but now you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Which
And
I think you still should.
It's got a dedicated section on Kick. So anyone that was watching that is now on Kick watching these.
I don't think you should be restricted for the content you want to make. I think there should be like restrictions for what is in your content, if that makes sense. So like for like a hot tub stream, you're almost like the girls are almost nude in a way. Like they are trying to expose themselves with their bodies.
Basically.
I think that's not good. I don't think that should be a thing on Twitch. Like another restriction could be I know YouTube changed something where you can't swear a certain amount of times or use a certain quality.
Demonetized, or you're not, or it's like age restricted. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's
YouTube
something
is a
weird.
little goofy like that.
Yeah, I think they changed that a little bit, so it's a little bit more lenient. But I think the content you make shouldn't be restricted. It should be restrictions within that content, like I said.
Yeah,
it
I
should
think-
be like certain
yeah.
things you can't do. Like obviously, I don't think you should be able to put guns in a live stream
Yeah.
or something. I know Sneeko did that, and that was a huge thing between Moist Critical and Sneeko. And I don't think guns should be put on there.
Well,
I think that's
like if they're really flexing on it, then yeah. But it's, you know what I mean. He was flexing his handgun.
Yeah,
for
he was
sure.
flexing it, but I also
Anyway.
don't think like there's no need to. Well, the only thing is for like educational purposes. I think
Yeah.
weapons could be on there.
I
but-
think it's based on like your community. Like anybody should be able to watch anything they want.
Mhm.
So if it's a young kid that shouldn't be watching that, he should have an age restriction, or she should have an age restriction,
Yeah.
or whatever, and they shouldn't
Yeah.
be allowed to watch it.
But they're
Or
not going to age restrict
if,
themselves.
if you're 25 and you want to watch whatever you want, you should be able to watch whatever you want without restrictions of the platform. But the platforms are
within
trying to keep
reason,
they're trying to
yeah.
keep it clean,
Right,
basically.
right.
The platform is a private corporation that's saying we can do whatever we want because this is our business.
Yeah.
So they can kick anybody out that they want.
Yeah.
It's like walking to a McDonald's and you not having a shirt or shoes on. Get out of here. You're not following our rules,
Yeah.
kind of thing. A little
Yeah,
different,
yeah,
but
yeah.
But that's the
that's
company
true.
gets to formulate the rules because they're the ones providing the platform. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense, but to a degree, it is kind of unfair.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just don't like it. Like coming from a guy who likes to stream on Twitch, like I'm not gonna broadcast myself like changing my shirt because I literally get so sweaty in Rocket League,
Yeah.
literally. But it's like these other hot tub streamers are like not wearing any clothes.
But there's also like streamers that still will play video games. I'm talking more female streamers, obviously, but they will play video games, but they'll still have like shirts that expose everything
Like a
because they're
web
using
shit
that
contest.
to
Yeah,
get
that's nonsense.
viewers, and I think that's wrong because it's just taking away from the
Yeah.
actual talented streamers.
Yeah, I would
Well,
say it's not fair, but I don't really know anything that is in the world anymore that ever
yeah,
was.
it's, and that's just kind of a harsh reality of life. Is
Yeah.
certain things. It's the same thing of like different sports leagues generate more money, therefore they get bigger payouts in the teams.
Yeah.
It's like the what was it? The Men's World Cup. I think to qualify for the Men's World Cup, each guy on the roster gets like 250K.
I wouldn't be surprised. That
And
actually
for
seems
the
pretty
Women's
low.
World Cup, I think if you make it to like the final four, you only got like 25K
Yeah.
as a bonus, because it's like there's just a difference in the viewership.
Yeah.
And that becomes, there's a difference in revenue, and there's a difference in how big the prize purse is.
Right.
And that's just a reality of if people aren't watching your stuff, then they're not watching your stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I
So,
agree.
I don't know. I do think there are like levels of, some stuff detracts from, the essence of what streaming was kind of meant to be, and it kind of takes away from the message. And it's like it's a self-made platform. You got to do all the legwork yourself. The most that Twitch helps you out with is like ease of access, creating your channel, and then
Yeah.
they don't really do anything else.
I mean, it's kind of so. I think streaming is really cool. The only thing is to have it as like a job is. I mean, we talked a little bit about it. It's got to be exhausting. I mean, I love playing video games, playing 8
Yeah.
hours a day, 40 hours a week as a job. I get it.
Yeah.
But
It's a
wow, that's
Yeah.
that's
It's a
tough.
lot.
That's tough. Like Joey said, you have to keep that enthusiasm. You have to be, you have to be good at what you're doing, or nobody's gonna watch. And
Mhm.
the tough part is you have to do that in the beginning when nobody's watching you. You still have to keep that up. Like you
Yeah.
can't just be not talking in your stream, even if you have like two viewers. Those two viewers are gonna be what builds you up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need, like, even at the very core of your channel, you have to do it even when you have 0 viewers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
to,
nuts.
to comment on that, a good tip for smaller streamers, and honestly any streamer in general, is just to cross out your viewership tab. I don't look at mine. I have no idea how many
What is
people
that?
are watching me.
Oh,
when you're
I see.
live, it shows you how many people are watching you. I turn mine off. I don't like to see it because
That's
I don't
fair.
want to know.
Yeah.
I act like there's a million people watching me.
That's
all
a good
the time.
idea.
That's
so,
fair. Yeah.
and when you go back, you can look at the statistics if you want, so you
Later
kind of know
on.
your audience and viewership,
Yeah.
and you can kind of go from there. But you don't need to know. I mean, you should just act like everyone's watching you at all times, because when that video gets uploaded as a VOD, anybody can watch it at any time.
Yeah.
So
That is kind
a
of
good
like
tip for streamers there.
a really bad downside of not even streaming, but content creation in the 21st century as a whole, is people judge their worth off of likes and how many people are watching their videos, especially on
Yeah,
YouTube. People
yeah.
are like, oh man, I made a really good video, but I only got 500 views. I suck. I should stop. Don't worry about the viewers. It will come if you're making good quality.
Yeah.
But people just get so demotivated because they're comparing themselves to bigger audiences or bigger streamers and content creators that have that wealth, but they work towards that. And they kept through it even when they knew that they had no viewers.
Yeah.
It's just it's like it's kind of, I don't want to say demoralizing, but people think it's demoralizing when they don't have a lot of viewers, and psychologically it weighs on who they think think of themselves as a whole, especially on like Instagram when they don't get a bunch of likes, or they're comparing themselves to supermodels that are literally fake and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just like, it's just in content creation, people overlook the fact that a lot of it is fake and stuff like that. So
and
it's hard.
Like we're a very small show.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton of followers. We're trying to build our brand.
Yeah.
I look at the numbers. I look at how many views we get, but I'm not losing sleep at night because we didn't get that 40th view on episode 4 yet.
Yeah.
I'm not losing sleep because I'm here. We're trying to just do something fun. We're trying to, build a brand, and if
build
it
a community.
takes off, great. But I speak for myself, and I think you guys are pretty much in the same spot as me when I say, like, I'm not here to make money. I'm here to enjoy myself and do something and, have some sort of a little bit of a legacy by way of, recording these conversations and doing something that is tangible and meaningful, as opposed to, just playing video games on a Tuesday night. Now we talk about it, and 20 years from now, I can come back to episode 4 of the Gaming Goons, or episode 10, and remind myself of how I felt about keyboard versus mouse, keyboard and mouse versus controller. And that's a really cool thing for me. That's going to be there forever. I'm going to be able to go back, listen to you two, me, and my brother talk about gaming, and then I can look at how my life has changed since that point. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I definitely am on the same board with you. I'm not exactly doing it for the money. Of course, I would like to eventually get to the point where we could have a sustainable habit, but I'm doing this more for fun, and I want to grow a community for gamers that can come to us when they need it and enjoy their time, and hopefully we can give them that quality time, and they enjoy their time with us.
Yeah, honestly, it's all about having fun, and this is the spot to goon around and have fun. That's what it's called, gooning and gaming.
Yeah. Gooning and gaming, that's us.
Gooning.
So I like that we have our own platform to be able to talk about what we want, but also be there for people that want to enjoy it and listen to it.
Yeah, for everyone listening, I just want to say I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I really mean it. You don't even have to click on our podcast at all, but you choose to, and I really appreciate it. And as much as I hate to say it, if you do want to share it with people, please do. I mean, we do want to build a community, but we appreciate every single one of you. We love you guys.
The more the merrier. Here at the Gaming Goons. Goon Gang, keep growing. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I also like the tangible growth that we get from just episode 1 to now. We've gotten new mics. We have Dubby in front of us. We have our space buddy here, for the first time on video for our 3rd episode. And it's just the growth, the things we're learning through this process. Like, I edited an intro and an outro, like, animation graphic for our YouTube channel that we can put before and after videos. And that's something that I'd never done before.
Yeah.
And now it's something that I know how to do. So I get to learn. There's a net positive from this whole experience. And it's the same thing with streaming. You've probably learned quite a bit, Joey, in terms of like, hey, this is how I build a channel. This is how I structure my social media. This is how I, post clips to YouTube and, get those Crab Champion videos going.
That's true. You do have to play Crab Champions again. That's
Crab
fun.
Champions is fun. I'd like to post more content
on
that.
Big update, what, a week ago?
I think so. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is just enjoy what you're doing, but also setting goals, setting small, tangible goals. Because when you hit it, you get that hit of dopamine. You're like, oh shit, I just did it.
Yeah.
Pardon my French. But it's like, it just feels incredible to hit a goal that you set. And then you're like, I'm going to do one that's even crazier. But I know I'm going to hit it because I'm going to keep doing it until I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to stop until I get it. So I might as well set a decent goal, and then you hit it. And guess what? You're going to hit another goal.
Like, we're going to shoot for the moon. We're going to keep going.
Shoot for the moon and hit a star.
Kind of bringing it back to streaming more. How do you guys feel about podcasts being live streamed?
I think at a certain point it works. You get that unfiltered vibe.
Or let me say this: not really live stream. That is kind of what I want to go towards,
Okay.
but also like a live audience for a podcast.
Oh.
Have you guys been on Twitter recently? Do you guys dabble
I,
on Twitter at all?
I don't have Twitter.
Twitter?
I kind of
Yeah.
stay away
No,
from it.
I don't
So
have Twitter.
they
I
have this-
Twitter for the gaming goons. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically same. I don't use it too much, but what I've noticed recently is they have stuff called like a talking space where there's somebody
yes.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is talking and they have an audience below them. So it's kind of cool. People can just hop in, listen to the conversation, hop out, or stay for the whole time. And I think if anyone were to do that for a podcast, it'd be pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody wants to come in and listen to our conversation and maybe say a comment and we say something about it, that's cool. They wanted to join our conversation.
Yeah.
It's neat. If they don't want to, that's fine too.
I was telling Joey about this.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Impulsive Logan Paul's
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
quite a bit. It's
a good show.
very good. They did a live audience show in Columbus, and I almost went to it. But what they did was they took everybody's phones and they put it in like a little container so they
Yeah,
couldn't
it's-
record it. They would do the podcast. Everyone was in the audience. They got to react with the audience, and the audience got to ask them questions. One of the co-hosts did like stand-up comedy. It was just a lot of
That's
fun.
cool. Yeah.
I think that's really cool to have an audience be able to influence the direction that your episode goes in with questions. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it is neat.
Obviously, to get to that status is immense. His podcast is huge, but
man, yes.
a live audience definitely adds a dynamic to it that
For
just
sure.
sitting in doesn't. Obviously, because there's
It's
an
the
audience.
same thing as like a YouTube video versus a live stream.
Yeah, it's like streaming.
You post a YouTube video, you look at the comments, and you
Yeah.
can retroactively be like, okay, this is what I could have changed before I uploaded this. If you're streaming and someone makes a suggestion or a criticism in your chat, you're like, oh, I can fix that right now.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
it's I try and view criticism from the lens of like, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. But
That's
when it
okay.
comes to criticism, I got some advice my last year at university by Charles Smith. He's the writer of the play Free Man of Color. It's a story posted. It's a play about the first black man to graduate from Ohio University. And the writer came into one of my classes, and Charles Smith, gave the class advice. We had to do a Q&A. And I asked him, I was like, what do you think of feedback when people give it to you? How do you kind of discern what's good and what's not good? And he said, the best way that I've found to view feedback is to try it on like a pair of clothes. And if it fits the vision you want and you like it the way it looks on you, then incorporate it. But if you try it on and you don't like the way it looks or you don't like the way it feels, then, that criticism doesn't fit your image, your voice, your medium, the way you want to project yourself. And you can reject that influence. You can reject that advice. And I've really kind of tried to live a little bit by that the past couple of months since I've gotten that advice. And it's really kind of changed my perspective on, especially something like this. You get a comment here or a comment there, and it's just like, oh, wow, it's a saturated market. It's a podcast. Probably you've heard the same thing, Joey. It's like, well, why are you streaming? You're going to get like 2 viewers. Well, maybe that's not why I'm doing it. Maybe I'm doing it because I want to enjoy myself. Maybe I think it's worthwhile, and I'm free to pursue that if I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's my tangent.
I
Sorry.
really like that. I'll go off of it a little bit. Criticism and hateful comments will always be there, no matter how good you are, no matter how bad you are.
Yeah.
It will always be there. I kind of think of when early days of me going to the gym, I would go into the gym and I'd be like, people are going to judge me off of this, off of that, my form and stuff like that. Now I get there and I'm like, I don't know why I was focused on so many people focusing on me. They're just focusing on themselves.
Yep.
I don't really
Right.
care what
Yeah.
they think about me because I'm doing my own thing. They're doing their own thing. And I started getting in the gym and I was like, I'm not judging people. Nobody else is going to judge me. There's no point. Everybody just wants to work on themselves.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you got to take the criticism with a grain of salt because A, they're either hating because you have what they want, or B, they just are hating for attention. Those
Yeah.
are the two major things that I have found working in content creation and social media kind of stuff, especially with TikTok in the
For
last
sure.
couple of years. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to touch on 2 things.
Go for
Number
it.
one, it's kind of short. Is the cool thing about having haters is that means you're growing. The more haters you
True.
have, the bigger your community is.
True.
You know what I mean? They may
He's
not
got
be
a
on
point.
board with you or not, but they're always watching you. So hop on board and keep on watching me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Then the other thing is you kind of mentioned coming back to streaming a little bit.
Yeah.
that when you're streaming by yourself and you have those people that talk in chat, it's fun. But that also, if there's a negative comment, it's real time, so it might shift your mood. So you have to be careful in how your persona is, and you just want to be careful with how you want to portray your content and what kind of platform you want to be. Because when you're streaming, it's you, or it could be a group of people depending on what the streaming is, like maybe us here pretty soon. But you control everything about it, and it's neat.
I want to ask you this question, Joey. What is your experience in terms of like mood management when it comes to streaming a multiplayer game, like when you're playing Rocket League with us, versus when you're playing a single player game and you don't have anyone to riff off of, like in a Discord chat, and it's just you and your chat. There's no voices coming back at you. You're just in a single player game. Is there a difference in your experience? Do you prefer one or the other?
I would say that there's a huge difference, and I would prefer single-player games while streaming.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
I'd agree with that.
I'm just playing games. And you can watch me, too, and I'll chat with you, you know. But I'm going to enjoy this game no matter what, because it's my favorite game.
Okay.
But when you play, like, Rocket League, for example, if my mood starts to get horrible, like, usually I just stop. Like, I'm just done streaming. Like, because if it goes too far, it's like, okay, I don't want to portray this content. I'm done. Then I just rage and play with, you know, we just keep going. But I definitely prefer single-player. I think it's a lot easier to control your mood and attitude, and I see more growth that way because you can really connect with people in chat like on one-on-one. But when you're playing multiplayer, I have to mute Discord every now and then, so it's an extra noise that happens inside the stream, and then I have to talk to the person I'm playing with, and I talk to the person in chat, because you're trying to build a community but also have a good time playing games at the same time, and it's hard overlapping both of them. But it's still fun, it's still possible, and I do enjoy that. But
something
single
that's
player's a way to go.
Pretty tough for streamers, I think, is when they grow their audience based around one singular game, and they have to keep playing that game to entertain that audience, because that's the foundation of their kind of career.
Yeah.
That's why I think once you get to a certain status, variety gaming is so important, because you get to play whatever you want and you'll still get that attention. I think it's definitely harder for streamers who have built their foundation on a singular game. Noah J456 is kind of that person, is that he built his stuff off of zombies. He gets 10 to 20,000, well, I'd say like 5,000 to 15,000 viewers per stream, but that's only when he's streaming zombies.
Yeah.
Once he's doing anything else, it's like 2 to 3,000. It's a massive drop off. He can't play anything else really, because he just gets no viewers. He doesn't make money off of it. Yeah. So he has to stick to that. And I feel like at some point he just does not want to anymore.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, I mean, that's a hot, yeah.
It really can. Because that
it
was
definitely can.
In the early days of PewDiePie, he was known as an Amnesia streamer. Or an
Yeah.
Amnesia player. And, you know, it was Amnesia, it was Happy Wheels, and those were like the two things he was really known for. And then he started to expand, and then people just go back and they watch the old videos of like the compilations of Amnesia, and now it's like, I wish you would do more of the old stuff. They don't want to see, new stuff, because that's not their taste. And that's okay. It really is. But, going back to your point about it being a job, Josh, is like, if you need to make the money, you're gonna start not enjoying yourself as much, because you're gonna be forced to beat a dead horse effectively and play a game that you've played to death.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think for smaller streamers, it's probably your best decision and your best interest to play one game and build a community, so your following knows what they're getting into, and they know what to expect. So when they know you're streaming on Wednesday, you're going to be playing Fortnite no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what people want. Like, if you hop in, you're playing Fallout New Vegas, you're like, what are you doing? I'm not watching this. I don't even know what Fallout is. Some people might stay, but not the whole percentage of it.
Exactly, yeah.
But streaming different games is kind of nice. It kind of reminds me of, like, let's say I want to get fast food. I don't want Wendy's every single time. I want Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, like, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of our group, is we like playing a bunch of different games. So I like to stream a bunch of different stuff. And I'm not really worried about growth. I just like to stream and have fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
So
it's a good time.
But I started out by playing Fortnite, a lot of Fortnite. And I built a decent community off of Fortnite. But now time has gone by and I don't play Fortnite anymore, so I have a new community I'm trying to build.
Yeah.
So
it's like you have to find your niche. You have to. I think it's easier to start streaming with one specific game because you're going with a niche. It's kind of like the Joe Rogan podcast. Like he had to start somewhere doing one thing, and I would say that one thing was like UFC. He built stuff off of that,
and he still does that.
Yeah. But then he built a podcast off of that, and he could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Because he got to a certain point where he could do whatever he wants.
True. Yes.
So it's kind of like you have to find your niche first. but then you have to break away from it. I was watching this video. It was like an hour-long video with Gary Vee. He was sitting around a table with a bunch of content creators. They were asking him questions, and this one guy said, how do I strive away from the content I was making because I don't want to make it anymore, but my audience wants that content? And Gary Vee was just like, you just have to start over. That's all there is to it.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
I know, but you're going to lose a lot of people, but you have to enjoy what you're doing if you want to build an audience, and you have to enjoy what you're doing to grow. Yeah. So that is a hard pill to swallow. It is. You just have to start over. Yeah. But now that you started over, you're going to have a better experience because now you know what to do.
It's fresh. It's new. It's what you want.
Exactly. It might be hard, but
a lot of this boils down to it's like, we keep coming back to do what you want to do in order to have success.
Yeah.
I define success as happiness. If this gets me to happiness, that's a successful endeavor.
Yeah.
And if streaming, Happy Wheels isn't getting it done for me, if that's not making me happy, I'm better off, taking the L on the money and enjoying what I do and spending positive time for my mental and my physical and every type of health for me, rather than, make a little bit more money and, play a game that I hate.
Yeah, and that's I'm going to go back to Tfue because it's kind of a good example. That's how it started out for him. He just started playing games and picked up a following, and then he said, he was never in it for the money in the beginning, which it reminds me of us because we're not. We're out here to have fun and play games.
Yeah, we're just chilling.
Whatever.
We're gaming and gooning.
Gaming and gooning.
But he was saying he's kind of getting to the point where he feels like it is for the money, and he's not enjoying it anymore, and he just wants to live life and be happy. He's like, I'm going to go drink a beer on an island. And I was like, that's pretty sick. I hope I can do that.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's, I liken it to an NFL or an NBA career. You get to a point where you realize, like, hey, Father Time's catching up. This is a nice chapter of my life, but let's close the book on it and move to the next thing. And that might be, a new channel. That might be a new game you play. That might be, branching into Kick instead of Twitch or whatever it is for a streamer. But, having chapters in your life is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because, if you don't deviate from one particular thing your entire life, you're never going to, see growth in a different light. You're never going to have a new perspective.
Change is necessary. Yeah. So, for all you out there that are wanting to stream, try it out. If you're tired of streaming, stop streaming.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
Opportunity and happiness is on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
You just got to start. And that's the hardest thing, is
I
starting.
Love that quote.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing. I try to live by that because, I don't want to try... We're getting really motivational, and I do want to go back to streaming, but I do want to say that when we were starting this podcast, we were pushing it off for a long time, and one night I was just like, 2 years.
2 years.
One night I was just like, let's just go. And then we were going to do one episode, and then we did 3, and then we're like, all right, let's meet up in like 2 weeks and see what happens. Yeah. And then we're still doing it, and we've been growing ever since. We got video. We've got all this other stuff. It's just starting. That's the hardest part, is starting.
Yeah, right.
And you just got to keep going no matter how hard it is.
Mm-hmm. And there you have it, folks.
Anyways,
is that what we got?
No, I
Josh has more.
I still have a little bit more.
Same.
But so going back to like more of the content creation, my favorite style of like YouTube video is retrospectives.
Oh, I love those.
I love retrospectives. Yeah, video essays, especially like on movies, video games, stuff like that. It adds like a new dynamic to it, like a overall rating of it and what makes it good. And some of them are too long. Like I watched one. I didn't watch it, but there's a Last of Us 2 one. It was 9 hours long. I don't know how someone could sit through that.
I love watching those kind of videos.
Me too, but not 9 hours.
Right now I'm watching a 3-hour one about what the best faction for the Mojave Desert would be in Fallout New Vegas. It's like not the strongest, but which one would be the best endgame-wise.
Okay.
Like currency.
That's
ideology, religion, like goes into crazy.
But for like Last of Us 2 retrospective, they were doing
that is a little long.
Like they were taking the story and kind of explaining what happened. It wasn't more of a retrospective; it was explaining what happened throughout the game.
Yeah.
And then they got to the end, and they're like, last 20 minutes was all of that put together and why it makes it good. I think the perfect like amount would be 45 minutes to like an hour and a half. I think those are great.
I think it depends on the game.
Yeah, that's true.
I've watched retrospectives. I watched recently a Last of Us Part 1 retrospective. It was 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's background stuff for me. I don't know how you guys
Yeah.
absorb this stuff, but usually I don't like watch it.
Mm-hmm.
My screen time numbers for YouTube are off the charts, but I'm not actually looking at it for like 60% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm like working or I'm doing something else while I'm listening to. It's more for the audio. And
Yeah.
honestly, I wish they would be like in Spotify podcast format because I would listen to them even more. So
Yeah,
if you're a content creator that does video essays, like I've listened to like 7 different retrospectives on Kung Fu Panda, so
My gosh. I do
it's
like
just- it's so well done.
let me see.
And a different perspective from every creator that makes one. So I enjoy
True.
those, and I would like to see them in a different format.
Yeah, I do enjoy the in-depth analyses of different types of games and movies. It's interesting because you think about all the time that the creators of that content had to put in to make that, and they show a lot of it when they start talking about a lot of different stuff. You know, when they start talking about a certain unit and why that unit wears this armor and where the armor came from, and this is how they farmed the material for
Yup.
it. It's like, you know, that's an example,
Well, yeah.
but it's like crazy.
So this goes off of not even video games, but my favorite YouTuber that does video essays, I don't know if you've watched him, High Top Films.
No, actually.
He does more of like Marvel and DC movies, but he does video essays. They're about like 20 minutes to 45 minutes long, and they are phenomenal. It's more of
Okay,
like his
yeah.
opinion and explaining the details of what makes the narrative go and the characters. It's all in one, and I
That's cool.
love watching them because it makes me think about the movie in a different way. But not even
yeah.
just movies. Like obviously I watch them for video games as well. But that's kind of like the thing that stands out to me most is the movies for video essays. But
That's kind of why I like going back all the way to the beginning of the podcast. We talk about just chatting. That's kind of why I like just chatting, because people can just kind of chill and debate about games.
Yes.
yeah,
And that's kind of what I think just chatting is. You're just like talking about games. You're kind of soaking everything in
Yeah.
before you switch your game or before another playthrough or after a hardcore playthrough of Minecraft, a nice decompression.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Because you can't just hop into another world.
right.
Or a roguelike
Yeah.
game, like between FTL rounds, like you might need to decompress 20
Gotta
minutes at
chill
least.
for a little bit.
Especially if you're on the boss in the final round or something. So
I still haven't beaten
tough.
that thing.
it's hard. It's hard.
It's tough.
For what?
FTL.
Oh, I see.
Faster
Yeah.
than light for those that aren't
But
familiar.
to keep that on that note is I like the live streams of Robots Radio does lore casts of like all the big franchises. They have a Fallout lore cast, Mass Effect, Skyrim. So if you guys want to listen to those, tune into Robots Radio. They do a great job. There's even a Legend of Zelda one. It's pretty darn good.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I've obviously spent the most amount of time listening to Mass Effect,
Yeah.
but they live stream all of those. And since it's such an informational setting, what's really cool is when they're like live on Twitch doing this lorecast, they, are able to answer questions in real time. So if they're talking about, the Necrons from Warhammer 40K, and someone in
Lord.
chat's like, "Hey, I just got here, I'm late. What did it like?" Not recap the entire thing, but like, "Hey, I have a question in regards to the Necrons. Why do they need to be over their tombstones to build a city?" And that question can get answered in real time because they're, doing it live as opposed to what we do, which is right now just recording and uploading after the fact. So I think that's a beneficial part to streams, especially from the like just chatting perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very positive thing for the gaming community.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would agree.
Well, what do you guys think?
I think we're
I
good.
think I'm good.
Yeah, we covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would
We
like to
deviated
say
a little bit from streaming, but I think it was
Yeah.
a good
Content
conversation
creation.
that enabled, it enables you guys in the Goon Gang to get a little bit of perspective on how we view what we're doing,
Yeah.
how we view what we're going for, and how we're trying to grow this community. So
Yeah, we love it. If any of you guys are watching the YouTube video right now, comment. What should they comment? So, like, to confuse everyone. Like,
To get to the very end, type like bananas and oranges.
Yeah, type in bananas and oranges if you
Bananas
watch
and
the whole
oranges.
thing. And
If you
don't
got to
skip
the end.
if you skip to the end, do not do it. Do
No,
apples,
still do it.
Do apples
Still do
and
it.
mangoes.
But they're not
Some
gonna. If they
mangoes.
skip to the end, they're not gonna know because why would they skip to the end?
to hear this.
But they wouldn't know that we're saying it.
True.
Ah.
true.
So you have to
Dude,
stay till the
that-
end to know.
Bananas and oranges.
Yeah, bananas and oranges.
Say bananas and oranges in the
regardless of
comments.
how long you guys watch, we appreciate every second of time you dedicate to our content. It makes us so happy to know that there are people out there who care about what we're saying, and we hope you're enjoying what we're doing. So, give us a comment. If you want to give us some feedback, we'll try it on like a new set of clothes. We'll see if it fits for us, and if it doesn't and you want to go find somebody else to watch, that's okay too. You know, it's all about perspective. So we want everyone to have a positive experience, and that's pretty much it for episode 17.
Yeah, thank you guys so
podcast.
much for listening. If you want to get some Dubby, make sure to use GG Pod for 10% off on the website.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks everyone. We appreciate it.
Yep, we appreciate it, and we will see you guys next time.
Goodbye, Goon Gang.
See ya.